Are we live? I have no idea if we're live. I'm going to assume we're live. Are we live? I have no idea if we're live. I'm going to just assuming we're live. I'm just fucking around for some things for another thing that might later be a thing but not be a thing. So fun times. It's not quite ready to start at the moment. Okay, so just going on the basic assumption this is live. Ooh, no, we're live. Hello, Orla. Okay, so we're live. I guess we'll just start. I'm not even going to bother sharing this. Hello, Zal. Alright, so we're just going to start. I'm doing a void world with all the primary mods for the server that may or may not happen. And according to my Twitter poll, base prefabs and rotor turrets won the day.
Your stream is live, but you are still undead.
Yeah, very good. And much apologies, Dragon, but your desire for small black drones got beat.
No!
Yep, it's base prefabs and rotor turrets, which actually won't take that long, so I'll probably still do small block drones, honestly.
Or you can slack off, be lazy, and go, ooh! Dragon's planning on streaming over on Twitch later.
Well, as soon as Dragon starts
whichever.
streaming... As soon as the Dragon starts streaming, I stop streaming, because one stream is much more entertaining.
Good God, your load screen takes so long.
Probably.
Which is funny to say, because I remember you making much the same comment to me about my load screen.
Alright, so we're going to get my armor block set. Let's clear this toolbar. It's completely useless. I'm utterly creative. I need heavy armor blocks. I'm going to need those armor blocks. I'm going to need those armor blocks. Damn, I'm starting to hate the mod that added more armor block shapes. Look at that. I have 7 categories of armor block shapes. Why can't we put this all
It would be nice if they would all be nested in.
Yeah.
So you choose the one and you just spin the wheel to get the version you want.
Except no, that makes too much sense. So I have to have heavy armor block shapes all on one thing. And then
you're clearing your search. Never mind. I'll stop backseat driving.
No. Backseat drive. Because see, look, concrete blocks. They're so nice. There's 3 of them. That's it. So they're all on one thing. That's for the concrete. Yeah, I'm still setting up my toolbars. Alright, so that's my heavy armor blocks. That's my concrete blocks. I guess this one will be my light armor blocks. Because I have 1, 2, 3.
Hey, dude.
Huh?
Aren't these things you probably should have had figured out before you
stuck? This is a brand new blank build save, specifically for the server that may or may not happen.
Oh, the server is happening at this point. I've made that decision.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of getting to a point of, settling on mods and on hosting.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back far enough in the chat, in the Space Engineers chat on the Last Chance Gaming server, there is actually a listing of what I found to be not necessarily the top 3, but the 3 that always show up in the top 4 list.
Yeah.
So it's like, these guys are reliably the people everybody says show up somewhere in their top option
Ooh,
servers
yeah. I
for
saw
space
that.
engineers. And I need, the guy who's not going to bring any emotion whatsoever to the equation to go through and analyze those three and go, this is the one that gives us the best balance of power, reliability, ease of use, and cost.
Okay. I'll take care of that. Shit. No, I'll be able to take care of that one tomorrow. Although I go on vacation next week, so that'd probably be a better time for me to start looking at those. So next week.
Given that we haven't even sorted our mod list beyond these are our starting choices, I think we have a little bit of time.
Oh yeah, we've got some time. And by the way, I love this this XPAR reactor set right here. They are absolutely beautiful and gorgeous, although they are useless as far as the idea of mod equal more power.
Oh dear.
I mean, you can build some beautiful reactor rooms with them. But unlike if you're watching the stream, these arc reactors and these azimuth reactors, they are directly comparable to actual reactors in the game.
Even after you add the mods?
Even after you add the mods. Whereas an arc reactor will put out 900 megawatts. No, the azimuth puts out 900 megawatts. Compared to, what, 15 for a large reactor?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's something to do a little more testing. Mainly azimuth is included because he's got all the pretty blocks.
His hydrogen thrusters are also pretty damn beast.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like the drill boy that you guys might have seen the last time I streamed Space Engineers has had the overwhelming majority of its hydrogen thrusters ripped off and replaced with azimuth hydrogen thrusters.
Azimuth hydrogen thrusters are the sex.
My only gripe is that there is no large ship equivalent.
Yes, there is.
If there is, it wasn't in the mod list you provided.
Hold on. Let's go.
You do what you're supposed to be doing here, sir.
These boys. These have a large block equivalent. Where are you exactly? There you go.
Okay, I haven't used those ones yet. I was just talking about like the flat, the azimuth flat and sloped.
Yeah.
But anyway, you have a job you're supposed to be doing. You do your job.
I'm designing base prefabs and rotor turrets, apparently. So I guess concrete. We're going to start with concrete. I'm going to hit you. Can I get a K on you? No, I can't. So now I have to go get a control panel to convert you to station. So you don't move on me. Or anything with control panel. No, beacon. No. There we go. Control panel. Control panel. Okay, let's make you a station. There. Now that block will not move. I have my 0 block. And we're dealing with base prefabs here. So any good prefab is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you just click? Oh no, that's right. I'm behind.
5, 6.
I have to remember that you're talking faster than the stream is showing.
Yep.
This is
7, 8, 9. Something I learned from Minecraft, any good prefab is a 9x9, period. And I haven't done this kind of crap in a minute. Let's see if these blocks function with it. Ooh, no, that's not what I wanted. Fuck. I just deleted some shit. Hold on, let's try that again. There we go.
What'd you fuck up? And why aren't you in the forever box?
Because it wasn't a fucky wucky.
How can you fuck up and it not be a fucky wucky?
Carefully. Very carefully. So that control still works. Does this control still work? Oh, yes. There we go. Of course,
So
now
much
I have to
lag.
do a small bit of counting to make sure I'm at the right 1, 2, 3.
6,
1, 2,
5,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So
3,
one more row.
4.
Too late. Already counted it. No, don't do that. It's been a minute since I've done fucking creative builds, alright? Blow me. Okay, so here's your base for any decent prefab. If you're building a prefab, you want to go by a 9x9 for your base build, which gives you either the option of an internal 7x7 if you just build your walls here, or if you want to put your walls out, you have an external 11x11. This just gives you room to put things like refineries, assemblers, reactors, whatnot. And Space Engineers is a little wonky with some of their sizes. So you want anywhere from 3.
A little? Hold on. A little?
Yes, a little. So for your internal, you want anywhere from 3 to 4 internal blocks. I.e., currently, I'm going to go ahead and delete that control panel because I don't need it anymore. This is already a station. I'm going to build this prefab as an internal 7x7 with a 4-block internal height, which means effectively, I need a jetpack, effectively, I'm going to have somewhere along the lines of 235 cubic meters to fill in stuff, but whatever. Control Shift and drag it on down. Are you going to make it all the way? Make it all the way? I think I made it all the way. Oh, I missed it.
See, now I think we've hit fucky wucky levels.
Yeah. Not quite fucky wucky. You don't even know any of these commands.
That's okay, I don't play creative.
Yeah, you don't also you don't build any kind of blueprints, which is where this comes in handy. So, fun fact, in creative, if you hold shift and control and scroll your mouse wheel, you can move the block that you're placing further or closer away from you. And if you hold shift and control, then click down and hold with the block, you can drag over an area to place a bunch of blocks all at once. And if you just want to do a line, hold control and drag, boom, there's the block. And all I'm doing is setting up an internal prefab area, which means after I have the box built, we're going to decide what kind of... Well, that was wrong. After the box is built, we're going to decide the general layout of the prefabs. So you can just slap a projector down, load this up, and have your base start to build itself.
Mm-hmm.
So here in this particular build, it's a 9x9 by 5 external because this would be a roof area, giving you a 7x7 internal as I bounce off the floor. So obviously you're gonna need some lights. And do not skip on the lights in Space Engineers, people. You cannot live by headlamp alone.
Headlamp is God.
Well, headlamp is nice, but you cannot live by headlamp alone. And you
The
have
headlamp
several
is good. The
options.
headlamp is great. We surrender our will as of this date.
You have several options for lights in Space Engineers. Mostly they boil down to corner light, interior light. I kind of like the corner light because there's a section in a room you almost never use in Space Engineers, and it's that fucking corner. So, you just slap a light in there. I wouldn't actually put it there at that level. That's a bad level. But if you can get it up top in the corner, come on, rotate. All right, fine. Come on. Yeah, sometimes getting the right rotation can be a pain in the ass.
Use the other buttons.
There we go.
There are 6 buttons.
Multiple buttons, but I do not like this keyboard. A corner that's almost never used is the top edge corner of your room. It's a great spot to just sneak in a light. 9 times out of 10, you're never going to have to delete that light. It'll just sit there. And I'm going to need another control panel because I'm a dumbass.
No panel for just about everything.
Yep. Lights you have a lot of options for. Personally, a lot of people don't like the 255, 255, 255 setting. I don't know why, but they just like it better when you just randomly click it in that area. But things kind of leave that alone. Intensity and radius is what you want to mess with the most. Because fun fact, with the radius set too high, your light will shine on the back side of the block.
Mm-hmm.
You have solid blocks on the other side, it starts to look a little funny. This is anywhere around 5 to 6. Because the blocks are about 2.5 meters wide, if you have your radius set around 5 to 6 with an intensity of around 5, you don't get a lot of shine through. Emissive controls you don't have to really mess with unless you're getting into scripts. But you can also set all your lights at the same time by clicking one light, shift, click down, boom, you have all your lights. Click your thingies, set your emissives, your fall-offs, your intensity. And then I turn off my lamp. Well, they're not running because there is no power, so let me set a battery. If I can spell it right, don't question me. I know exactly what I'm doing. Battery. Go.
Battery.
There we go. And you see, with the current settings, you've got a bit of light in here. Now, it's not a lot of light. It's not overwhelming. You can still possibly use your headlamps for something down, but you actually have light, and you don't require your headlamps. So we're going to delete this battery real
What
quick.
if you roofed yourself in, though?
What if you what?
Roofed yourself in so you had no possible ambient external light coming in.
Good question. Let's do that.
Hello, cat. Hello, cat. Are you fat? Look where you sat.
Kitty is fat. Do. Boom. No ambient light. So as a general rule of thumb, these are... I don't know why people prefer their white light around this setting. I don't see any difference, but some people do. But as a general rule of thumb, your radius around 5 to 6, keep your fall off at 1, and put your intensity somewhere around 5, 4.8, 5.2. Don't mess with the offset. you get a fairly decent lighting scheme. You know, you could see yourself walking in this room and going, okay, I'm not blind dark and my screen glare isn't insane.
I think if I walked into that room, I'd start looking for my flamethrower because an alien's got to be in the ductwork somewhere.
Okay, so you like it a little brighter. Let's.
Oh no, I was just speaking to the ambiance. Come on, get with the program.
Well, no. Your ambiance is a little brighter. Let's check around 6. How's 6 do for you? You still feeling like there should be aliens in there?
You have black brick and industrial lighting. Yes.
Hey, I like black and gold, alright? They're 2 colors I can see. But we have, in general, a decent prefab room. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. We'll delete that one. Delete that one. Delete that one. Delete that one. For center line in-room access. And now, as a general prefab, we're just working on base prefab shapes. So obviously, you're going to have a hallway between one room and the next. I don't know why, but I think like a 3-block hallway is best. And because the design of this is a general prefab that you slap down, only 2 sides will have the hallway, which is something easily removed while you're building. Let's go ahead and finish that off. Then if you just grab this and slap it in a projector in your world, each room, at the very least, has a single battery backup. So we have our general prefab shape. I'm going to 0 on that. Actually, I need a block for this and control cut. Let's go paste another one in real quick. Alright, so there's our general prefab shape. Here we have another one pasted in that we can start doing particular modifications to. So, as a base, if you wanted to build your base by prefab, obviously this control panel's got to go. We'll just slap our generic control panel for now up here. Doesn't matter the orientation, who cares, it's not going to live. So, as a general base idea, you're doing your base by prefabs. What's the first room you want? We're going to look at storage. I'm going to use that bar. G, cargo. If anyone is watching this stream, my God, you people are bored. But I'm not going to argue. Alright, so in the particular mod pack we're considering, we have 2 separate cargos. There's the standard cargo, which actually fits nicely in this room. And then the Azimuth modded cargo, which does not. So we're going to test this one in here, see how this works. So, but it practically eats up the doorway. I mean, you can still get in, but not if there's 2. So, with cargo does not work for the prefabs. At least not these size. But you can fit quite nicely 4 large cargo containers in this internal 7x7x4 room. So, we have a kind of a cargo room. I do believe my connection would be there. There, there, and there. And then down on the lower side. There. Nope, wrong spot. There. 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 Yes. Nope, wrong spot. Which means you're in the wrong spot. There. There we go. Okay. There, that gives you 4 large cargo containers, which kind of do block the light by quite a bit. So that's going to be a dark room. But there's a general prefab for cargo. Now, of course, we're going to have to connect these, so I'm going to go back to that one. G conveyors. I'm going to need you. Gonna need... Actually, I think you're all I'm going to need. Unless you want to get into the really fancy looking ones. Yeah, we're not going to mess around with those. We're going to go with these. Now, we don't need... Nah, we're not going to need those. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to burn an additional 40 PCU here. If it'll place. Why won't it place? Oh, interesting. Because I'm on the wrong one. That's why. There we go. We're going to have to burn an additional 40 PCU in this room. Just for connectors. But we can make up for that by only having a single conveyor junction on the bottom. So yeah, we're going to save a little PCU there by only having a single accessible bottom point and no accessible top points. We're not going to have to pull out from the top. Because the whole point of these prefab ideas is save your PCU. You have a generic prefab that, what was its block count? Hold on. 340. So that's 340 PCU. So just for that, for the room and the battery, 340 PCU. Which we can shave down even more by taking out a lot of the corner blocks. So if you're PCU starved, there are ways to shave off maybe 30, 40 PCU from that. And note that, you know, these blocks have about as much HP as heavy armor blocks, but here we're burning 50 PCU just on connections. What's the PCU of our cargo containers? that? So 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So this room burns 80 PCU. In addition to the 340, so a total of 400 PCU for that room. And that's just 4 cargo containers. You're probably going to need more than that. So you're probably not going to use one of these rooms. Let's, copy you from there. Back. Let's rotate you around a couple of times. Zoom out. Get a good attachment point. Attached. There we go. Good attachment point. Burn out this wall. Which makes the lighting a little funny, but we'll adjust that because we're now designing a prefab for actual efficient PCU cargo storage. Remember, the whole goal of this is we're designing server-friendly, efficient rooms that we can just load up and use.
But I think the people want the fun room.
They'll get a fun room, but right now I need the... Okay, fine, fun room. We'll go back to the cargo room in a minute. So that's going to end up being a cargo room. So y'all want the fun room. I assume you want, like, the roto...
I have no idea what they want. I'm saying players want to build fun rooms.
I assume we're going to want some
Prefab
kind of roto turret.
bullshit.
So let's get in a nice big platform. Boom. There, we have a nice big platform to work on. People want fun. Efficiency is not fun to people for some damn reason. I don't know why. Why is efficiency?
They're not Nazis.
I'm not a Nazi, and efficiency is fun. Okay, let's make.
Do you know what efficiency is? Efficiency is an accounting spreadsheet.
And those are fun. Okay, maybe they're not fun to most people. Alright, but we'll start working on the fun stuff. No, you are the wrong rotor. Yes. Alright, so, fun stuff. We're working on rotor turret now. So, obviously, for a rotor turret, you have to have an advanced rotor, and this should be sitting on a conveyor block. So, let's go ahead and do that. Delete you out. Let's go to our conveyor blocks. I have them somewhere. There we go. So, you have your conveyor block. Then you have to have an advanced rotor. It must be an advanced rotor because it has to pass items through it. And now, you need another conveyor block. Because once again, you have to pass items through it. So now for your rotor turret, you're left at the option of you can either have a single rotor facing the other way or dual rotors facing the other way. We're going to go ahead and go with dual rotors, and once again we're using the advanced rotor because we're assuming that the turret we're building needs ammunition. So this is the basis for your rotor turret. If you want to blueprint these things, you require nested blueprints, nested projectors, because if you have a projector that projects that conveyor and that rotor, it won't project anything beyond it. Which means if you have a projector that projects this conveyor and those rotors, it won't project anything beyond it. Fun thing about space engineers and the way subgrids are handled. So here's our general rotors. This is the general shape of a rotor turret. There's a lot of scripts that deal with rotor turrets and whatnot. You don't have to use them. You can control these completely by gyros by unlocking this rotor and those rotors. And if you control it by gyros, you have a slightly sluggish but perfectly functional rotor turret that functions on your mouse. So if you're playing on a server that's not very script heavy, or you're worried maybe if I add this one more script it might start bogging down the server, start adding gyros. Gyros and a camera right there. But we're going to build this turret based off a script. So I'm going to shoot over to 9. I'm going to go to G. I'm going to grab my program block. And while we're doing this, we might as well teach y'all how to set up a script. So now I obviously need power because I'm a dumbass and I forgot these things require power. Where's my battery?
Just throw in an arc reactor and all the fuel it'll ever need.
Actually, I could probably just slap down an arc reactor. Except I'm going to use an azimuth.
You're in creative mode. Do whatever you want.
Yep, there's an azimuth reactor. Do we have power? We have power. Ooh. Okay, so there's an azimuth reactor. It's pumping out 900 fucking megawatts of power, more power than I'm ever going to need. So we're going to go into our programming block, and we're going to do it by hitting K. We're going to hit Edit. We're going to go to Browse Scripts, and you'll see I have quite a few scripts here. All of these are very useful, but right now the one we're going to start playing with is this one. Whips Marked script, or the mouse-aimed rotor turret. We're going to copy that into editor. We're going to check our code. Successful. We're going to hit OK. Now, fun thing, it's going to start telling you what errors you have. So, obviously, it's looking for something called mark group. Well, what does all that mean? You can go to the edit, and most coders are very nice, and they include this nice section in the front that tells you how to use the script. So, this is currently looking for a mark group, but we don't have any weapons on our turret, so it's too early for a mark group. So I'm going to show Dragon exactly why I'm like no little Davids on rotor turrets. By slapping little Davids on a fucking rotor turret.
That's going to run into an arc reactor?
If I turn it too far that way, yes. And we're going to... fun fact, make sure your weapons are facing the same damn way when you build your rotor turret. Elsewise, it gets confused. And, to demonstrate how busted this one can be, I'm going to slap a couple more Davids on top. And these are little Davids. So now I have weapons. So we're going to go look at our script, and we're going to see what it's looking for. It's looking for a marked group. Excuse me. Going into the code section, we're going to scroll down and we're going to see what the hell it means. We need to tag turret groups with the string marked. So obviously it's... Let me copy and paste that and take my headset off and mute myself to cough. Okay, I'm alive. Ugh.
rumors.
Drink o beer. Ugh. So, so everything is looking for something tagged. God damn it, my voice. Hold on, be right back. Apologies, apparently I'm biological and I suffer from biological problems. So, it's looking for something tagged marked. We can see here we have no mark groups found. So we're just going to grab all these little Davids. Except, actually, we have to do this one at a time. Space, dash, and marked. In each one. This is telling the script that these are mouse-controlled weapons for the rotor turret. Now, also you can have multiple on the same grid. You just need to uniquely identify them by adding something like 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, something after marked. So we now have all our weapons are now tagged marked. We go in here. Oh wait, we still don't have a mark group found. What's that mean? Well, we have to grab all of our turrets and all of our weapons, and we have to save them in a mark group. So now the script knows exactly which group of things is the weapon. So now it's going to tell us more errors. Oh, wait, we have no control seat or remote control found. No azimuth rotor. Because you need azimuth and, words are funny. Elevation and azimuth. Now, this is going to ping in where I'm going, hey, Dragon, let's consider build vision. Because with build vision, I'd be able to look at this rotor and just label it azimuth. As such, I kind of have to, luckily, know that it's the only rotor on this particular grid. Space and azimuth. I now have my azimuth turret. So we go back into the thing. It's doing its thing. Wait. Oh, wait. No elevation rotors. So we go into our script. We grab everything in the parentheses, because we just need that. And then we go grab our other rotors. And we know these are the only rotors we need because this is a creative build style and there's nothing else on this thing. So we get to slap elevation in there. Alright, so we have our mark group. Our weapons are marked. We have our azimuth and our elevation rotors. So now all we need is a remote control or a control seat. Something it also doesn't tell you, a camera is kind of helpful. So we're going to add a camera to this real quick. And we're going to make sure the camera is rotated the right direction. And now we're going to add a control seat. Doesn't matter which one you add. Really doesn't. So now we have, theoretically, everything it needs.
Hello.
Check that. Hello? Oh, hey, Rise. I'm currently streaming on YouTube, and we're talking about rotor turrets at the moment, and how to set up, program, and establish a mouse-aimed rotor turret.
Oh, okay.
But
I know I'm gonna get some Bojangles right now, but once I get back, I know I've still got to download everything on your mod list.
Dragon has it on a collection, and there's like 7 mods that can be cut right off the rip that won't change anything, and 1 to 2 mods we can go, we can get rid of this because this other mod does like the same thing just differently.
Okay.
So back to the probably one person watching this stream that's going, hey, wait a minute, why is it still saying no control seat found? Click recompile, see if that fixes it. Wait, why is there still a problem? Hop in your control seat. Go to K. Check out your group. Make sure you have everything in the group, including the control seat. The control seat must be in the mark group. If the control seat is not in the mark group, it won't work. So let's pop out of the seat.
God damn it! Fuck off, music.
And here we go. We checked our thing. Elevation rotors 2. Main elevation rotor. Turret is currently idle. So now we're going to go ahead and hop in our control seat. I'm going to... Oh, wait. Why is the turret bouncing so much? But you can see it's moving. Now, if you see this, there's a reason for that. And it's a good reason. Your rotors share inertial tensors. Except then, the turret breaks. And that turret exploded.
There's nothing wrong with the occasional breaking and exploding turret.
By the way, that's
No,
why you
traditionally,
don't slap
I think...
That's why you don't slap 3 little Davids on each side of a rotor turret.
Yeah, I think
That does seem like mistakes had been made.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they supposed to send explosions elsewhere?
You shut your little heathen mouth as we go ahead and delete everything.
He's way too
I just wanted to know.
with game.
I just wanted to know if I was traditionally correct. If traditionally they send explosions to a different location.
I have to pee and grab another beer. I will be back, everyone, to the one person watching the stream. I think there's one. I apologize for the break, but I'll be right back, and we're going to build an actual functional Little David rotor turret.
So how you doing, Dragon?
Okay, and we're back. Dink, dink, dink. There we go. So we need one advanced turret there. Why do I always lose everything I need? Reasons. We need that there. We're going to need another advanced turret there, and an advanced turret there. I'm going to have to slap another generator on here. There's our generator. We have our control panel. We're going to go to our weapon selection.
Nail has asked you a question. I don't know if you answered while I was away.
Probably not, considering I just got back. And we're actually going to look at our turrets to make sure our rotors are rotated the same. They are not. That could be an issue. Hey, this is interesting. We're going to experiment, and then I'll check the snail question.
I believe the answer to the question is yes, it's shareable, though. Pretty sure I know the answer already.
Oh, about the stream?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, share. Let people laugh at my misery. There we go. Alright, we're gonna see. I don't think this is a problem. Actually, this is something I haven't tested because I haven't messed around with mouse-aimed rotor turrets a lot. So we're going to find out as we go back in and we go to edit, we go to browse scripts. We're going to grab the Whips mouse aimed rotor turret, copy to editor, check code, compile successfully. I'm going to grab my elevation. Well, actually, azimuth first. Oops. No. Edit. Browse scripts. If you ever hit the wrong button and notice you just deleted part of the script, just don't save it.
Oh, save it.
No. Be smart. Don't save it.
Be smart. Screw up Alucard.
Alright, so we're going to cut our azimuth. I'm going to go to the one rotor that is actually part of this grid. Mark that one my azimuth. I'm going to go back into here. I'm going to grab my elevation. And yes, I copy-paste this because my spelling is atrocious and I don't notice it half the time. Be smart. Copy-paste, people. You're an elevation rotor, and you are an elevation rotor. I have my control station, my azimuth, my elevation. Let's get everything into the Mart group. So we're going to delete that one because...
More.
Fuck it, we're making a new one. This one. Technically, I think this is all we actually need in the Mart group. Let's find out.
Has everything died?
I'm actually kind of hoping random weird shit explodes.
Also, Snail is now the second person to point out that you are a very soft individual who's hard to hear on your stream, whereas I am, as one person pointed out, a booming voice, overwhelming all things.
How is it now? I should be louder, theoretically. Okay, so, assuming I'm louder, in theory, as I make sure all my volumes are up, let's see what happens. Hold Alt to move. Oh, it's not moving. Why is it not moving? Okay. Mart. Oh, because I forgot to add... No, the control seat's in there. The rotors are in there. Do I not have... I have power. So, dink, dink. Save. Now you work? Oh, yes.
But why would I talk? Why would I talk, Snail?
It does require the weapon to actually be in the group.
Yeah, that's what you said originally.
Yeah, I was just testing some random thing. And the reason you put a camera on it is so you can move around and... Oh, except the camera doesn't follow those, because where did we put the camera?
You put the camera not on the thing that you need the camera to be on.
Uh-huh. So, in order to do this, you're going to need either a housing around your turrets that these can move into, or just for shits and giggles and simplicity, we're going to slap that there. We're going to go ahead and delete that camera there, and we're just going to slap a camera on this one as soon as I find the right... There it is. Where's the dot?
I think it's a mixture of his settings on Discord and also his settings on OBS.
Probably. Whatever the issue is.
Because you are still quiet, man, and I am still loud, dragon.
Oh, well, people need to listen to Dragon more than me anyway. Okay, so we're now...
I don't know what he's doing, people. So just assume he's playing with himself.
Up. I just hit the deck. Yep, I slammed the turret into the deck. So, fun fact, don't build a little David turret that close to your deck without some kind of limit on the mouse
Distance?
movement.
Hazel, he blowed himself up again. That's 2 for 2 fails. For 2 fails.
Now I'm just having fun because it's broke. So, do. And that's just going to keep turning all on its own because creative. So, goodbye. Alright. So, since we have blown up Little David turrets a couple of times, I'm trying to impress upon Dragon how hard these are, particularly to build, so maybe he'll slack off and let me build Little David rotor turrets. Despite the fact that I know really simple fixes.
You mean like putting it on an extension rod or in the corner?
Oh, no. You don't even have to do anything that complicated. Here. So first you start with your first turret, your first rotor, which has to be advanced because you're transmitting ammo. Now,
Yes.
Assuming this is the top of your ship, and this wouldn't be right there, and that wouldn't be right there. There's nothing the barrels can interact with. This is the top of your ship. That one's fine. It's perfectly good. Nothing needs to happen to it. You slap on your conveyor block, and then we go to our other turrets, our other rotors. That rotor there, and that rotor there. Now, obviously, we need to limit to where these turrets hit. So let's just pull up our Little David. And we're just going to slap a Little David on this real quick. And before we do anything else, we're going to look at our turret, and we're going to see what it's rotated at. So right now, this one is at 270. So in order to make this simpler, because we're working at one turret at a time, I'm going to delete the other turret. Well, the other rotor. We're going to jump in here. And we're going to check our rotors. So this is the rotor we're working with. So right now it's currently at 270. So we're going to set its upper limit. I think I'm doing this right.
Shouldn't you have checked what the other one was too? What the other side of the same rotor was? So that you could tell whether it was 0 to 2 was 90 to 270 or 270 to 90?
90 to 270. But we don't want this to go down into the deck. And the concept of a turret with like a little David, to me, when I'm looking at it, it's like, this is a battleship main cannon. I only want it to go up 30 degrees. I don't want it to go down. So I want 270 to be as low as it can go.
Horizontal to the deck.
Mm-hmm. So I'm probably looking at like 340 for the upper limit and 270.
Because the last thing you want to do is shoot your deck.
Uh-huh. So I probably want my lower limit at 270, but I want my upper limit at about 315. Now, in theory, this is a functioning Mark turret. We can test this right now by slapping on another programming block and seeing if we have that set correctly. So let's go ahead and move over here to an undamaged section because I've had many explosions, as all good testing should have. If you don't have a lot of explosions in your testing, you're doing it wrong, sir. And we're going to add you.
My employer strenuously disagrees with you.
And we're going to add all those into the mark group automatically. I'm going to go back to my programming block. I'm going to go to edit, browse scripts. We're going to put whips back in there. I'm going to go ahead and copy that to editor. You always have to click check code. If you don't, shit goes wonky. We're going to set our azimuth turret, or I'm going to fuck it up and I'm going to have to just close straight out and say nope. And since I already have that cut and pasted, we're going to set the elevation turret. Now I'm going to go back in there and we're going to load up the right script. Copy to editor. Okay, I didn't check script. Check code. There we go. Now it'll run right. And control cut, because I need you for this rotor. Control V. And it just blew up. Because apparently I had those set wrong, so it went through the entire rotation the wrong way. Yes, my rotor.
You forgot that the rotor is always going to start at 0.
And it tried to go through the entire
And it tried
rotation.
to go through the entire thing to get to 270
Yep.
so that it could be at its minimum.
Yep.
Because somebody didn't think through what they were doing. And I let them.
1 second.
Chick-fil-A is what's for dinner.
Remember, audience, your rotor always starts at 0.
Okay.
So you're 0.
Well, no. Your minimum is whatever your rotor's direction faces after you set your rotor to actually face the direction your turret faces. And on that note, I hope you've enjoyed this minimalistic a la carte fucking up shit. I'm being drug off to Chick-fil-A. So, this stream is ending, and we'll start another one later.
Just
Bye-bye.
make sure you successfully end it.